I'm Debbie Peveril, and you're listening to the weekly tip from basicboardgovernance.ca. I am doing a series of 6 tips on a new not-for-profit organization setting up their governance framework. So the first week I talked about defining their purpose. Why does the organization exist? Last week I talked about getting the right people on the board so that you can move forward with the right board. And this week I'm talking about the difference between management and the board. So if the organization doesn't have management yet, you have what is called a working board, which, always makes me laugh. It's kind of like the working mother conversation. But if you don't have a separation between management and the board, you can still put the right procedures in place. But let's assume that you do have at least one employee, so you have management. There's a phrase that I use a lot when I'm doing governance training, which is the board should have their nose in and their hands off. So the board does oversight, the board knows what's going on, but they don't physically or actually do any of the tasks. You need to allow management to do the job for which they were hired. So in order to make sure that happens, you usually need to have some board training. The board has to understand their role, their oversight, their accountability. They're not doing operational things. You want to define what is operational things as opposed to what are strategic things, because that's not always clear. The board sets the strategic direction for the organization and management implements it. That is, the simple way that we take a look at that. But you need to set the policies around, the fact that the whole board is who are supervising management. One individual board member does not give direction to management. There's a whole lot of things we could talk about there. What you want to have is set up your policies around your duty to manage and your job descriptions so that everyone knows what management's doing and what the board's doing. Because when it comes down to it, the board governs and management manages.